Hi there. Welcome to Awaken Heart, a podcast for healing women. This bonus episode is a sacred pause, is a raw share, my dear. A companion for anyone who's sitting in the thick of it, especially with something as charged, complicated, and also can be shame-loaded as money and finances. I'm Autumn Moran, licensed professional counselor in the state of Texas, life coach in Texas and beyond. That means anywhere else outside of Texas. A yoga teacher. And right now, this episode, as always, but specifically, I'm a woman healing right alongside with you. Today's episode isn't a polished how-to. It is a conversation from the middle, from the trenches, from the in-between. I am always healing layers, and I'm working with my nervous system and my relationship with money and just trying to close up any loose ends. And so I'm in the thick of it, and also it has came up in sessions in the past week or so, and I find that I'm just doing more research to have more support for my clients. So here we are. This episode, this is healing money wounds while we're still in it. Because the truth is, I haven't figured it all out, but I've learned some things, and more importantly, I've unlearned some things. So if you're sitting there wondering why money feels like such a heavy, emotional, impossible thing, you're not alone. Let's take a nice deep breath and let's get into it. Inhale deeply. Let it out of the mouth. Exhale. Money isn't neutral. Not when you've lived in survival. Not when you've watched the adults around you, for lack of a better term, cry over bills. Not when your grocery runs feel like a math problem or a moral failing, like you're not doing enough because you can't buy the lavish things you want to, even in the grocery store. So let's name it. Money wounds are real. They're not about greed. They're not about being a bad person because you want more. It's about safety. Shame, self-worth, power, protection. Like there's so much that can be tied into what you feel or experience with money. For me, my wounds sound like I always run out. I can't be trusted with money. I'll never have enough. It's all on me. It's all on me. And it never seems like enough. Something always comes up and it's just never enough. And that's when that moral failing comes in. Like, I'm doing all X, Y, Z, A, B, C through Z. Why am I not hitting this marker? So what about you? What's the money story that you had in your house growing up? Was it silence? Was it chaos? Was it hustle? Scarcity? Money wounds are not just financial. They're emotional imprints carried in our nervous system, especially for women, especially for trauma survivors. Money trauma isn't just about what you have. It's about what you learn, how you were modeled, what you had to do to survive. Maybe you had to grow up fast. Maybe you were the caretaker. Maybe you had to handle the bills because it was too overwhelming for the adult in the situation. Maybe poverty shaped your brain before you ever had a chance to build wealth. Because money wounds are often intergenerational, passed down like heirlooms wrapped in silence. Mothers who didn't have choices. Mothers who didn't have choices. It goes back to the patriarchy and the misogyny and women not having the ability to be seen as worthy enough to get paid, to have a job, to be independent outside of their caregiving duties. That shit gets passed on. Families who survived on prayer and food stamps. And if you're neurodivergent or a woman of color, the layer deepens because money is tied to accessibility, to systems not built for our flourishing. So let me be clear. Struggling with money does not mean you're lazy, broken, or irresponsible. It means the system failed you and now you're trying to heal inside of this broken system. I'm taking a sip for that. That pisses me off. That my strong sense of justice just gets so loud when I think of having to heal inside a currently broken system. All right. So here's what I'm learning. Not from a place of, I fixed it, this is all going to make you rich, and all you got to do is say this or tap this, and your money dreams are all going to come true. But this is from a place of curiosity and commitment to myself and to my future and to my children and to life. So healing money wounds look like sitting with shame without rushing to fix it or hide it. Tracking the fear. Noticing the body response to spending, receiving, or earning. Asking new questions like, what would it feel like to trust money? Or sometimes you can ask yourself, what's the version of me that believes abundance is safe? Sometimes this is hard. That's a hard question. That's like a keep digging deeper, keep thinking about it. Maybe it's not a one journal time question. Because if you're coming from a place of survival and that's all you know, it may be hard to be creative enough to believe what abundance feels like enough for it to feel safe, or hard to imagine what safety feels like. So dig deeper, keep going, maybe journal this a few times. What's the version of me that believes abundance is safe? Create a budget, try, then try again. Throw it out, start over, don't give up. There are so many budget apps. There are so many forms of budgeting. Do what works for you. Try one. If you understand it, if it works for your flow, do it. If you try one and you're not getting it, or you feel bad or like a failure, throw it away. Thank you next. There's enough. There is so much abundance in the world. There is someone or something out there that speaks your language. Don't give up until you find that. Or don't give up until you learn enough to create your own system, right? And redefine wealth. Try to redefine what wealth is. Maybe money isn't safety. Maybe safety is community, rest, love. But also, that's simple, not easy. Money is safety. We live in a economy right now where, my gosh, most people in their 20s have to have roommates. Most people working a regular job are thinking or need to have a roommate or Airbnb a room or something because the economy is wiggity, wiggity, wiggity whack. Sometimes healing looks like impulse buying and regretting it. Sometimes it looks like saying no to something so you can feel in control. Sometimes it looks like crying over taxes or surprise bills or a deep ache of never enough. But just keep going. Because you deserve a different relationship with money. So do I. We all do. One of the hardest truths I've had to face is that money is not proof of my worth. And I'm going to say that again for the part of me that still needs to hear it. Money is not proof of my worth. But that's hard to believe when society ties value to productivity, success, output, and income. When you see posts that say, I made 6 figures in 6 weeks, for me, it's constantly like coaches making $600,000 in a month. I made a $6 million coaching business. I can do it for you. And it's just like, really? That sounds nice, but it also sounds like a scam. And most of us are just out here trying to buy groceries, just trying to buy one little happy on the weekend so we can feel a little alive. Like capitalism lies. Patriarchy lies. Your body holds the truth. And I've started asking different questions. What does enough feel like in my body? That's my goal. I want to feel safe and enough in my body. What am I worthy of, even if I never make more than I do now? If this is my top income, what am I worthy of if it's not about my income? We are not our incomes. We are not our bank accounts. We are sacred with or without savings. But I'm going to share with you what I have, what I've been referring to, and what I've been working on to still stay connected and soft, and just working on my relationship with money. Daily or anytime I feel like I'm about to approach something with money or pay bills or make a purchase, I like to do an EFT tapping for money anxiety. It's very simple. Emotional freedom technique is what EFT is. It's acupressure. So it's similar to acupuncture, but it's acupressure in different parts of the body. Because I'm not on video, because I don't have a resource to add, I guess I could have done that, but didn't. Don't hold it against me. Your karate chop. So that side of your hand where you karate chop, that meaty part of your hand, hold up your left karate chop. Hiya. So that's your left karate chop. Hold it out, facing away from you. Take your 4 fingertips on your right hand, and just start tapping that karate chop, that meaty part of your hand. And as you tap that, I would like for you to say to yourself quietly or out loud, whatever feels good, even though I feel scared, I'm open to trusting myself with money. Even though I feel scared, I'm open to trusting myself with money. Even though I feel scared, I'm open to trusting myself with money. All right, that's a quick EFT tapper. Visualization is something that's also helpful. Visualizing enough. Sitting quietly and imagining what my daily life feels like if I've always had enough. I don't picture luxury, I picture calm. What would you see? What would you hear? What would you smell? What does enough feel like? Whether you keep it in the savings or not, whether I know the concept of living from penny to penny and not having anything. So post payday ritual, take $5, $10, $20 and put it somewhere. Let that be enough. Whether it's a virtual bank, whether it's a real in-person bank, in your room, a safe jar, savings jar. Times may get hard and you may have to dump into it, and that's okay. That's what it's for. But just start the practice of putting small pieces away for yourself. And ask yourself, when you're making a purchase, when you're craving a purchase, when you find yourself scrolling or going to shop, what's the comfort I'm really craving? Is there another way to give it to myself? The one I really like, there's 2 of them I really like, but these next 2 are the ones I like. Secondly is this a yes from my body or just relief from my anxiety, my fear, my discomfort, my sadness? Is this a relief from uncomfortable emotion? Is this just providing relief? And then I really like this one. Will this item still feel like a good idea when I'm low on money later in the month, or when I'm low on money, or before next payday, or when I've reached my budget? Think of your future self. Would she say, thank you for buying that? I don't know. I couldn't think of anything. Thank you for buying that. Or would she be like, oh my God, why did I do that? Okay. I'm not saying, okay, do this to shame yourself. I'm saying do this to be aware. Bring awareness to what you're purchasing, when you're purchasing it, why you're purchasing it. Most of the time, it's not a need. And if it is a need, do it. And if you're broke, then just flourish in the fact that you have needs that are met. And if you still have unmet needs, find community resources. Don't be ashamed to ask for help, to go to food banks, to get free medical services in the community when they're around. Like, utilize community resources like they are family units. If you do not have a family support system, utilize family units. Utilize community resources. I'm so sorry, that was repetitive. If you're still in it, if you're still healing, still carrying shame about money, you're not alone. You're not broken. This isn't about fixing anything. This is just about feeling and naming the wound so it doesn't run your life in silence. So take a nice deep inhale with me, if you will. Inhale deeply and say to yourself, I am not my money wounds. Exhale out, I am becoming someone new. May we all make peace with money. May we claim our safety. May we experience safety in a way that we've never experienced it before. May we hold our worth tenderly, whether the numbers match or not. Thank you so much for letting me share this middle road with you today. I thought it was important to talk about. I hope it helped you. I hope it helps you, just give you some validation that you're not alone. You're not a hot mess, that the system's fucking broken, and we're doing our fucking best. As women, we're not paid the same. We're not given the same opportunities, and we sure as shit don't get leeway in society. So give yourself the leeway. Give yourself the break. Take a breath and just know that you're working on it. You're a work in progress, and that is enough. If this episode spoke to you, please share, follow, comment. And if you want to explore money healing and therapy or coaching, I'm here. Fill out the consultation form in the link tree. We'll meet for 15 minutes, a free 15-minute chat just to see if we're a good fit. And then we can meet virtually every week, every other week, once a month, whatever feels good for you, whatever works for you. Because you don't have to do this all alone. Until next time, my dears, may you be happy and free. May mine and your healing ripple outward to bless the world with happiness and freedom. Take care of you, and I'll see you soon.